nuisance, full of life, and she had everybody wrapped around her finger, even me.
She was always a happy little girl, never poorly, and then at 18 she started getting severe headaches, and then her vision went blurred. So we went to Specsavers and got an eye test. They gave her new glasses. They lasted about a fortnight. I had to bring her in to hospital where they did a CT scan and said that she'd got a brain tumour. She got years of it. I couldn't do anything other than radiotherapy. Every morning I would get up and ask her, is she okay? And she'd say yes or no, we'd deal with it. And then that was the last we spoke about it for the day, because she just wanted life to be normal. And we started 6 weeks of treatment in Nottingham City Hospital and stayed at Billy's house.
Billy's House is a charity. They donated these two properties. The accommodation was invaluable to us, really, because we was near enough 2 hours away from the hospital in Nottingham, and Billy's House was 20 minutes.
A friend of mine set up a GoFundMe so that Ella could do all the things she wanted to do. She did most of her bucket list, but she didn't get to do the two things of skydiving and wedding dress trying on. When Ella was okay, we managed at home. As she deteriorated, I had to start doing more and more for her. She got too big for me to be able to manage her on my own safely. So we had a care team come in, but then Ella really did deteriorate quite quickly after that. And we ended up talking about the hospice, and Ella was a bit apprehensive because she'd heard end of life, palliative care, and it was quite daunting for her. The day coming into the hospice was horrendous. The ambulance was cancelled numerous times. We had to have her ready for 10 a.m. and they finally picked her up at gone 11 at night. But then when we got to the hospice, the girls met us at the back door and it just put everybody at ease.
Was welcomed in the hospice like no other treatment you'd get in a hotel anywhere. You know, she was taken in 100% care, and this is what she needed at the time. She needed to be here.
I stayed every night with Ella. We could eat here. There was no pressure for us to be visiting hours. You could come and go as you pleased. It was just like being in your own home, but with all the help that you needed. I felt secure because I wasn't on my own at home with her, not knowing what to do. When we got here, there wasn't the correct bed for Ella, so they ordered from the company and it came the next day. It was classed as a bariatric bed. Ella needed it for safety, of rolling her to clean and wash her, and also because she was only 20, she still liked me to get in with her and cuddle her up at night, and I spent time with her laid in the bed. Although one night I did get stuck in the railings and I had to wait for Kim to come in and Luke to help me back out. Then all of our friends came one day, and there were 7 girlfriends came and took over the whole of the day room. A friend of mine works for Marks and Spencer's, and Ella loves Percy Pig. So on the Thursday of us being in the hospice, Percy Pig and Colin the Caterpillar came to visit Ella, and brought her a big Percy Pig and a bag full of sweets and drinks, but it was an absolutely amazing day, and the hospice were brilliant to let us do it, and I think they enjoyed it as much as probably what Ella did. Her dad came in one day and they allowed him to bring the dog, which Ella absolutely loved. In the room there was a lamp that shone on the ceiling like the Northern Lights, and it was quite calming and soothing, and an Alexa in the room. We brought a Fire Stick in from home so she could watch films and series that she'd been watching. She spent 9 days in the hospice, and there were a good 9 days in a horrible situation. Yeah, it was just a safe, secure place, very friendly, welcoming, and all the staff were amazing. I feel like I've got some friends made from Ella's loss.
I think it's been a learning curve for me in terms of Ella was the youngest patient I've ever looked after, and with someone that's young, they have a different set of friends, a different larger families. We're a 6-bedded unit, and obviously there was a lot of friends, and I think the learning curve for me there is actually that is acceptable. So nothing's out of bounds when it comes to hospice care. We try and accommodate absolutely everything. I know it was important that Lisa stayed with Ella, and I hope that Lisa was made to feel accommodated every single evening that she was here. Ella also loved jellycats, and day by day this collection just kept growing. And then one day a ladder arrived. It was like a step ladder that housed all of the jellycats in the corner of the room. It was comfort for Ella to see them every day. And Ella loved Love Island, and a lot of my team also love Love Island. So it was always a talking point throughout Ella's journey with us. Personalised care is something that is really important to us at the hospice, and I think it's something that should be important for every nurse to try and deliver to patients. What we saw with Ella's story is that we can reach the realms of what many might think is impossible, and that's probably a gift of working at a hospice. We should be doing this for more patients, and I think that it was definitely a lesson to us that we can do this for more patients. We work in partnership, so we're LCHS. We staff the clinical side of the hospice, and the Butterfly Hospice Trust are the charity element of our partnership. So together we both rely on each other. The donations that are made to the Butterfly Hospice Trust are then redistributed back into clinical care, so patients benefit. So for example, we've just had 6 new Alexas put in the room. Younger patients, they're a different generation, and they want access to Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon. So we managed to source some Fire Sticks to put in every patient room.
And I think here for us at Butterfly, we are very much around how do we enhance our services, our hospice care for guests and their families. And something that has been in the pipeline for a while is around having overnight stay accommodation. We want that to really take the stress and the financial strain is also around people being able to stay quite close by. We are in the process now of having a build literally out in our car park. So a 3-bed lodge with a shared sort of small kitchen, living room space, so that families can come, be close to loved ones, but can also go and have some rest if they need to, or go and have a shower. That's also a real comfort to guests that are here at the hospice, because they also want their families and loved ones to be taken care of.
So all my family always say to me, I don't know how you do it, I don't know how you work in a hospice, it must be really sad, it must be really, quite upsetting, and yes it is, but it's also a really happy place to work. So it's a place to celebrate life and to make the best of every moment.